Am I live? Just gotta double check to make sure. Alright. Looks like I am. I'm gonna set my phone to the side to read the chat. Alright, so far it's just me. And why do I have a feeling like this spot would be a good spot for them to put a Titanite lizard? I mean, obviously they didn't, but like... Tis what it is. Ouch. You know, I'll take that damage. Right now I'm mainly focusing on trying to get the shortcut to Artorias. I could try to avoid any damage that I could take, but like a lot of enemies here are just a little bit faster than me, and then their jump attack does add a little bit of extra damage. Oh, hello, Calamite. Sup, little guy? I'm off to fuck shit up somewhere else. Alright, so 2 spell slots wasted. It is what it is. Yeah, man, today's gonna kinda suck for me. Up. Yeah, not only because I'm trying to do the DLC before I kill the puppy Sif. Also, I was originally not planning on streaming today just because there was a family event and I was half considering going to it. But it was a situation where I could not bring myself to actually want to go to it. It was orchestrated by a family member that I'm not on the best of terms with. And like from the get-go, it was something that I knew that I'd not want to go to because, one, I wasn't talked to at any part of the planning of this. I was just told that a ticket was bought for me to appear at this event that was going on. Now then, the event does sound admittedly like something that would be up my alley. However, I was not involved inside of the planning of this event they bought a ticket for me to go to this event with no consideration of what my plans were, if I had anything that I had to get done today. And I was told that I would have to financially compensate them for this ticket. Now then, it would be one thing if I was involved in the planning of this and it's like, hey, I won't be able to afford the ticket. Like, would you mind purchasing it for me? That way I'll be able to make it to the event. Like, that would have been one thing. But to be not considered in the planning of this event and immediately be told that I'm already in debt for something that I had no involvement in, like, that is not how you tell somebody that you're planning a family thing. Like, and I might be considered the asshole for not wanting to show up because I don't want to owe somebody money for something that I had no involvement in the planning of. It would be one thing if she were to be like, this is the plan. But since none of that was part of what led to things moving forward, like, I'd rather her just be out the money that it cost for the ticket, because I am not going to pay somebody money for something that I had no involvement with. And like, because that's practically extortion right there. Like, I did this thing for you, now you owe me money. Like, no, that's not how this works. And on top of that, like, I don't like spending time with you. If we're at like a family gathering or something, like, that's one thing. But for you to have the cauticity to tell me that I owe you money for something that I had no part in orchestrating, like, it sucks that I'm not going to be able to see my siblings, and it does suck that I'm not going to be there to see my mom. But I'm not going to be indebted to somebody for something that I had no involvement with. I pressed the button to trigger my spell. Why didn't it? Okay, now it's... At least I know that I'm able to deal a decent chunk of damage to him. So yeah, instead of being involved inside of that emotional entrapment, I'm just going to play Dark Souls. Ah, son of a whore. At least this armor does soak up more of the damage than the armor I was wearing previously. Okay, so that spell does not do as much damage to him as it does other enemies. Alright. You know what? Instead of going for him, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and face off against Priscilla. I got a couple of bosses I can take on before I try facing off against him again. I think the main stats I'm going to want to level up are going to be my endurance stat and my vigor stat, because right now my magic does seem to do plenty of damage to him when it connects. And I want to be able to wear some decent armor. Oh, it probably would have been doing more damage if I would have had my proper ring set up. Oh well. Hindsight's 2020. Pretty much all I did yesterday was grind up for a bunch of humanities, so... Well, after I ended the stream, of course. Maybe I should just equip regular soul arrows. I mean, I'm pretty sure that that will also be able to one-shot pretty much everything here. At least when I have the proper setup going. Okay, then a short bow. Between streams, I might just grind on the phalanx because I did get the pyromancy that boosts. Well, that's Chaos Storm by getting to the Daughter of Chaos Covenant +2. I think this time I will go for... I know that when I did the boat only run, I didn't fight the NPC that's over here that spawns in because I wasn't really too interested in getting the Xanthus crown. Plus, it was super difficult for me to be able to do the proper setup to be able to get the golden serpent ring, just because I'd have to go through... Acid Surge. I'd have to go through Sen's Fortress with a bow. And backtracking at that. Even with the most powerful arrows, I was barely doing... Like, I would have been better off going with a unupgraded sword. Like, that is just how little damage I was doing. Bow only. Okay, then he has Chaos Fireball, which means that him and I are technically brothers in the same covenant. Why did you betray me, brother? Dark King Spirit Jeremiah was vanquished. What item did I pick up from killing him? I know that, like, he fights with a notched whip. Did he drop me a notched whip? Oh, yep. Yeah, I figured that that was probably the weapon. Here's the thing. I haven't fought him in 6 years. So that was basically just a guess. This should be enough, I believe, to get me up 2 more levels. $8,083 souls. That's gonna suck if I wind up losing all that. Alright. Maybe if I try using Homing Soul Mass, I'll be able to... Nope, that wasn't the strat. And now that's a lot more souls that I could be losing if I don't wind up picking them back up. You know what? Run in, grab the souls, and spin the dial. At least this time I died by the dial. So as long as I'm fast enough, I should be able to pick all that back up. Okay, then that was a lot of souls to lose, plus the humanity. This place is peaceful. It's people kind. Fucking shut the hell up. You know what? Losing 0 souls, not that big of a deal. You know what? Since it's peaceful right now, I'll go take a piss. Besides, I'm the only person watching my stream. Get fucked. Oh hey, I got Priscilla's dagger, which means I managed to break off her tail. That's actually pretty sweet. Let's see then. Priscilla's dagger requires 20 dexterity to wield. It has a 500% blood loss effect. Okay. Wonder if it upgrades with Twinkling Titanite or if I'm going to have to use Demon Titanite to upgrade it. Oh, howdy. Welcome to the stream. How you doing? Just making my way after killing Priscilla to kill a couple more side bosses that aren't necessarily required for the completion of the run. But I need some level ups before I attempt the DLC because I did do 2 attempts against Artorias at the beginning of this. And I was not doing too good, so I'm wanting to level up my endurance and vitality. I wasn't planning on streaming today because I was kind of indecisive on whether or not I was going to go to a certain thing with my family. But because of poor planning, not because of me, but because of somebody else, I'm not going just out of principle alone. And like it mainly stems from them not only planning things without me, but then telling me that I owe them money for these plans that they made without my consideration. Like they went to and bought like some tickets for this zoo visit thing that was supposed to be like a thing for my mom for Mother's Day. And, you know, I wasn't involved inside of the planning of any of it. I get it, don't include the autistic person. But at the same time, like, just because I'm an autistic person doesn't mean that I can't be involved in making plans. And then to not only make plans, purchase a ticket, but then to tell me that I owe you money for the purchase of that ticket. It would have been one thing if I were involved in the plans and it would have been like, hey, can you afford to buy this ticket? And like it would have been either, yes, I can afford this ticket. Like, you know, been part of the planning of it. But to be told that a ticket was purchased for me when I had no involvement with the plans, and then also being told that I own money, but then I owe them money to pay them back for the tickets that I had no idea was going to be purchased to begin with. It doesn't help that the person that I'd owe the money to is somebody that I avoid like the plague due to the fact that, like, I don't like them and I'm not on speaking terms with them, and I prefer it that way. So to go behind my back and then tell me that I'm indebted to you over something that I had no involvement in the making of, like, I'm sorry. I'm not going. Sorry you lost your money for a ticket that's not going to be used. Get fucked. sucks I won't see my mom, but, like, at the same time, I'm not gonna give you money for plans that you made without me. And they might talk shit about me, like, oh, I'm a terrible person for not wanting to show up, instead staying at home streaming Dark Souls. And on top of that, the plans involving alcohol, like me and like her husband and my brother and my stepdad going out to get beer beforehand, and like that's a terrible idea, especially when involving her, just because, like, one, I don't fucking like ya. Two, I'm extra vocal when alcohol is involved. Like, we don't need a repeat of Mom's birthday from 2 years ago. Like, I'd just rather avoid being the cause of problems and being indebted for something I had no part in the organization of. Ooh, that hurt. Maybe this time I'll just make a run for it. It's also like it's not like I wasn't informed of this completely. I was informed after the ticket was purchased and after plans were made. I could spend the rest of my day like being upset about it. Instead, it's just I'd rather have a positive outlook for the rest of my day. All right. Demon's Catalyst. Let's see if that's any better than what I currently got. Okay, then actually no, but it does have decent physical and fire damage, so that might be something I'd consider using. That way, my bonk does extra damage. Since I already killed the Bed of Chaos, killing these two demons is technically pointless. But at the same time, like, the souls I need for level ups are souls I need for level ups. That's not what I wanted to hit. Since I'm also going to be taking this character to New Game Plus, I'm also trying to max out all the bonfires I can. Also, that way when I die in game, I'll be able to just go back. And yeah, since I did mess up Solaire's questline, I won't be able to summon him for this fight, unlike you normally are. That hurts. I hate how this boss just spams the same move for a couple hits until he's actually close enough to... Am I in the lava? No? Okay. Now that was easy. Barely an inconvenience. Ooh, I never noticed this shiny. What is it? Soul of a Brave Warrior? Alright. Well, I guess at this point might as well Homeward Bone back, just because I don't want to take any fall damage. And I know that the bonfire was just right there, but at the same time, like... fall damage does suck. Also, in between streams, I was trying to feed some stuff to Frampt, and one of the cats was in my room, and she wound up like rubbing up on my hand and wound up firing 2 soul spears at him, so he wound up leaving my Firelink, so I can no longer just sell stuff to him. Well, feed stuff to him, but still. Actually, I might as well... Actually, do I have the Crest of Artorias? Ah, shit.
Sorry, I gotta go meet Becca to do that tea thing, then I'll be home. So I just wanted you to know Grandpa's out in the shed, the wood shop, whatever he's doing. Okay? Love you.
Love you too. Off to get bitches. Oh yeah, I was checking if I had the Crest of Artorias. Well, I guess it's pointless now. Oh yeah, I do have the Crest of Artorias, alright. Now then, I don't want to fight Sif until after I kill Artorias. Mostly because of the fact that Sif has a different cutscene when you enter his boss room if you saved him as a pup. And I've never gotten that. Alright, 300. Ah, shit. It's always super awkward whenever my family members wind up opening my door and talk. Like, I always inform them beforehand that I'm streaming, so it's always awkward whenever they're just like, "Oh yeah, like I'm gonna interrupt you just so that I can tell you in person." Like, I don't mind the fact that they inform me of stuff, but like, just text me. Like, I don't want to have a full-on conversation with you when I'm in the middle of doing something else. Nope. Damn it. I meant to roll forward. Why did it make me backstep? Ah well. At least I have this bonfire fully kindled. I wonder if there's a silver cat ring in Dark Souls 1, because I know in like Dark Souls 3 that there's a silver cat ring which reduces fall damage, and then no, fuck. There just had to be an explosion skeleton right there at that exact moment. Which it's weird because they got weird drifting patterns. Oh, that was on me. The boss I'm going for right now is Gravelord Nito, since I already killed Pinwheel. And the reason I don't go for Seath the Scaleless is because I normally don't go for Seath until I'm trying to go for the nameless, not the nameless king, but the Four Kings. And the Four Kings you can't fight until after you kill Sif. So for me right now, I can't necessarily go after them till after I kill Artorias and until after I kill Manus. Which does suck because those are two very easy fights that I cannot do until after I do two incredibly hard fights. Alright, now I'm equipped with the best item for exploring the Tomb of the Giants. Though I say explore the Tomb of the Giants like I haven't actually been through here plenty of times. Well, it looks like I'm actually out of soda, so I'm actually going to run upstairs and grab myself a new can. Be right back. got myself a new can of soda. And yesterday I was talking to this guy that joined my stream called Fusion 8. And he mentioned that some root beers do have actual cane sugar. Unfortunately, it looks like this one has corn syrup in it. He did mention how difficult it can be to actually get your hands on... Oh, I should probably kindle this bonfire. Of course, I gotta reverse my hollowing first. Yeah, I'm wondering if Fusion 8 is going to be watching my stream again today. Pretty chill dude. Gives me lots of engagement during the streams, that way I have something to work off of reading the chat. Yep. He hates clerics, so I tell him no just so that I can continue his quest line. He's about to "This is Sparta" me. I literally just got my ass kicked. I just love how blatantly honest he is about it. Like, he knows that he's an asshole. And he's just like, yeah, now what you gonna do about it? I also really like this nun character. Though I know that killing her, I believe, does give you one of the best chimes in the game. She also gives you some really good miracles for a lot cheaper than... Oh, shit! Oh, thank God I didn't hit her. Alright, so after this, she will make her way back to the church where you fight the Belfry gargoyles, and she'll be praying where you pick up a Firekeeper soul. And she'll show up back up there after I kill the Gravelord Nito, just like how Patches won't make his way to Firelink until after I... Yes, I forgive you. Alright. Fucking dogs. Alright. So earlier in my run, after I defeated Pinwheel, I was like, I'm going to make a run for the Silver Serpent Ring. Oh, missed. Pretty sure the exact same thing happened when I made the run for the Silver Serpent Ring after killing Pinwheel. Alright. Alright, have I learned anything from my bow only run? Which I think I learned a lot about Dark Souls, is that even in a ranged build, you have to fight the Gravelord Nito like he's the Gravelord Nito. Which means go underneath him and let him just kill his own allies. Oh. My own stupidity never seems to fail to amaze me. Though I am going to want to be human here so that I can kill... What's his name? Oh, Leroy. Yep. Want to kill him for that shield that replenishes your health slowly. I'm going to have to kill him without knocking him off. Which means that I don't want to use something like Crystal Soul Spear, which will, I believe, give him a little bit of knockback. And given that we're fighting on a ledge, that is not necessarily a good idea. You know, I think that this is enough souls for me to be able to level up, so I will Homeward Bone back. That way I don't wind up wasting this. And if it's not, I do have some soul clumps I could use. Alright, it is enough for me to level up. I think I want to get my health to 30. And then try to get my endurance to 25. Before I wind up tackling the DLC again. Which means probably after Gravelord Nito, I'm going to make my way, not necessarily to fight Sif, but make my way to the area that before you fight him, so that I can get the stone armor set. Because I think with like 25 endurance and the Ring of Favor and Protection, I should be able to medium roll in that. Alright, instead of wasting an Estus, I'm just going to do this. And you know, today might be a bit of a shorter stream, just because, like, oh well, missed out on that guy. But it might just be a shorter stream due to the amount of stuff I want to get done being so small. And then, for the first time in this run, I'm going to have to do some off-screen grinding for levels. Which is something I've been avoiding doing. I've been screen grinding. That way I could do stuff like buy equipment and upgrade my gear. The land of many pinwheels and the land of many dead babies. Perfect spot for somebody who has a fragment of the Lord's soul to be. I wonder if I should do one of my shorts that I do talk about, like, Dark Souls lore and all that, covering this area, because canonically the area where they throw all the dead giant slaves is technically where they throw all of their undead babies, which means that, like, given that this is a place where they disregard the unwanted corpses, means that this is canonically where inside of Lordran they wind up tossing away all of their abortions so that they could become slaves to the Grave Lord. Okay. I was hoping I'd be out of range for that, but oh well. At least now I got my Dust Crown equipped. 2, 3, 4. Get the fuck out of my way. I didn't even die due to the boss being hard. I got killed by his mobs just getting in my way. You know what? Let's see then. Access bottomless box. Yes. I'm just going to put all my helmets that aren't the maggot mask and the Xanthus crown. Not Xanthus crown. The Crown of Dusk. I'm going to have every other helmet piece inside of my storage. That way I can just quickly switch between the two of them. That way I don't have to worry about what I did in that last one. Let's see then. So now if I... You know, I did miss one, but it's better to have 3 than a bunch. Does make the quick swap a lot easier. Actually, while I'm right here, might as well switch between them. Yeah, that's much smoother. But yeah, let's see then. Baby skeletons show up. Yep, see? They're showing up behind me. Fun fact about babies is that babies actually do not have kneecap bones. They don't develop them until they're like 6 months old. And you know what? Just so that I have extra heals, like, humanities will be able to just completely, like, act as like a full restore in Pokemon. Thought I was out of range a little bit for that, but apparently I was mistaken. Yep, that pillar was in my way. I'm going to be circling around, that way I can pick up my souls, and then... come on, he's one tap away. I just need to... Alright. Getting the paladin set. Alright. So yeah, 30 in my vitality stat should be plenty good. Maybe actually instead get my endurance up to 20 because that's only 7 more levels. Let's see now. Not sure if I've showed it off yet inside of this playthrough, but actually, no, I know for a fact I haven't because I just did the Painted World today. Let's see now. I'm going to shift to my Pyromancy Flame. Attune Magic. And for this, I only need one spell. And that being Chaos Storm. So this is technically one of the best ways, like if you're playing Dark Souls, to be able to rapidly level up your character. What you want to do is you want to flank these guys to the right until you get to about this point. And then you cast Chaos Storm, which kills off a majority of them. Sometimes it'll just wind up killing all of them. But with that, you can typically get about 10,000 souls with a Silver Serpent Ring. even more after you wind up going into the DLC and you beat Artorias, because there is a mimic and it's guaranteed to drop this symbol of avarice, which always winds up giving you... Ah, shit. I gotta kill these guys with something other than a sorcery item just because, like, I'm out of spells. I should have equipped more pyromancies. But yeah, doing that is just like the quickest way to get any sort of level ups. So yeah, that's just a demonstration, and I'm probably going to have to be doing a lot of that off screen. Just wanted to show that off. Though, admittedly, I am going to be going back to face against Artorias again. Just to see how I fare now that I have, like, a little bit of a boon to my overall stats. I'll actually equip the... Come on, where is it? Ah, there he is. Actually, since I don't have the stat requirement to wield it, I wonder if I'm still getting, like, the health boost effect. Wait, since when do I have... Oh, yeah, that's right. I did pop a few humanities during the fight against the Gravelord Nito. I should find some bonfires I haven't fully kindled yet and fully kindle them. That way these don't wind up going to waste in case I wind up dying. Like, 7 humanities is a lot. Okay, I'm gonna go over here to see, like, am I still getting the health regen effect? Okay, yeah, I'm still getting the health regen effect, even though I don't have the stats. Which is great for me. Actually, you know, now that I think about it, I think that I've actually maxed out every bonfire I have access to at this point in the game. So, you know, if I die, I just wind up losing 7 humanity. It's not like I don't grind for them on, like, with rats in between streams. Though something I can do to make my run just a tad bit easier is there are 2 characters I can kill right now, which will be able to drop me what I need to be able to get some Firekeeper souls, which I can then trade to the Firekeeper at Firelink Shrine in order to get my Estus flasks to a +4. So yeah, first I'm going to set up my homing soul masses. She's talking to Master Gwendolyn like I haven't already killed him. He is dead, I have his staff, and it was the worst use of souls that I've ever done. Oh, I should probably open that now that I think about it. I mean, there's not really a point to open it since I could just... Actually, it might save me just a tiny bit of time. Oh, hey, how you doing, man? Don't think I've seen you on any of my streams before. How's your day going? It might take you a second to respond, and if you don't, I understand. Right now I only have a handful of bosses left to complete in this run, and one of them I'm saving for later just because I want to get the depression cutscene. And like, which is the Grey Wolf Sif. If you kill Artorias, rescue him as a puppy, and fight Manus with him, you get a different cutscene, which I've never gotten before. I always wind up killing Sif. You're doing good? Yeah, I don't think I've seen your name on any of my streams either. Alright. Actually, I've never kindled this bonfire before, so just to utilize some of these humanities I have, I'll just max it out. That way, like, it's basically one of the most useless bonfires in the entire game. But with how many humanities I have, it would be wasteful not to max it out. Alright. Well, welcome. I'm actually nearing the end of this playthrough. And, like, it's crazy. When I went through this game and I streamed a bow only, I could understand why some people were shit-talking me, because, like, watching somebody go through this game using nothing but a bow, yeah, that is not the most entertaining thing to watch. And, like, I completely understand. But going through it as a wizard, it's just basically like I'm mowing through bosses so fast that I can barely mentally keep track of just like, oh my god, it took me like, I don't know, 8 days just to get here, and it took me 10 attempts. Meanwhile, going at it as a sorcerer, I'm just shredding through bosses. And in the few instances where their health bar doesn't just blip off my screen, like, it only takes me like a handful of tries. I'm gonna jump here to... Ooh. That hurt. Come on, Artorias. I want to kill you. That way I could get the depression cutscene. I always feel bad killing your dog in the future anyways. But this time, I want it to hurt a little bit extra. I want to feel pain at the beginning when he is sad to kill me with this exclusive cutscene. And I want to feel bad even more. Oh, I forgot to upgrade my Estus flask. Ugh, man. I've beaten these games before, but I've never claimed to be good at them. Alrighty then, do I have the proper setup going? Alright, this should be good. Ah, fuck, that missed. Two of my strongest attacks in a row missed. Ugh. Oh, yep, he's gonna power up here. Alright. Alright. You know, gonna upgrade my flask. This time I'll remember to actually rest at this bonfire, that way I don't have to worry too much about the backtracking of it. Alright, so given that he seems to almost regularly start off with a jump attack, homing soul mass might not be the best route for me to go for like my initial attack. So I think I'll go like roll to the right, soul spear, and then try to take pot shots at him with my less powerful spells. Alright, now it's just me. Okay. That should not have connected. I didn't even get a chance to fire a spell that time. And that was a lot of humanities to wind up losing. Oh, you cocksucker. Taking that little peck of damage. That little nugget of damage. You know, I'm almost considering sacrificing damage just for... My roll speed is the same. So there's actually no point. Alright, he powered up. Wait, why did my shit unequip? Oh, I felt cheated. I didn't even bump... Like, I don't think I bumped the trigger to... That felt dirty. That felt fucking dirty. It's kind of like when you're playing D&D with like a new DM and you're just like nat 20, which a nat 20 always hits. And they're just like, and a total of, and like it's for an attack roll, and it's like, bro, we're not doing an ability check. We're doing a attack, and a nat 20 always hits. It's like, says who? Says the fucking rule book. Like it says it in the DMG and the player's handbook. Like, nat 20s always hit. I'm sorry that your big bad evil guy got hit with a +5 flame tongue that you gave me. But like, they're just going to have to take double the hit die of damage. I hate how sometimes when you're fighting Artorias, it actually seems pretty fair, and then he does that exact combo. It's not even like a get good moment. It's a, we're gonna fuck you up because you chose to buy the DLC type moment. It's not a fair combo. You know what? The health regen that this is giving me is not as helpful as the stamina regen that the other shield I have gives me. So I think I'm just going to shift back to that. It would be one thing if there was like signs that he was going to change up what move he's going to use. But he has no triggers that he is shown to use. Okay then. Less armor, but weighs more. Okay. You know what? This does make me light roll. I wonder how I get the thorn armor. Because I think the thorn armor, just so that I could do those extra tiny bits of damage, not necessarily the most viable strategy, but it'll at least be something. I'm gonna go take a leak since nobody else is watching my stream but me. You know what, light... Let's see how light rolling does. Alright. Dark Souls 1. Weapon, light. Dark orb. Where is it located? Oh wait, it's found in the Ulyssil Township. Yeah, so I won't be able to get that just yet. And on top of that, might as well switch up this spell since it's proving to be pretty useless. I was gonna say, have I got any dark sorceries? Dark sorceries are... Oh, what's up, Alexis the Dragon? Yep, this is my sorcery only build. Like, you know, putting it as I'm playing as a wizard. Like, you know, I figured would get more people's attention than just, oh, I'm playing the game sorcery only, because not a lot of people pay too much attention to these specifics. And if I were to go playing as a witch, Dark Souls lore, that would be a pyromancer. So that might just be my next run. Yeah, I figured, like, I mentioned this inside of, like, a TikTok that I haven't uploaded into YouTube yet, because, like, I went bow only inside my previous run of this game, and I made it all the way through. I didn't technically kill every single boss, but, okay. Yeah, like, technically I could add, like, miracles, and I could add pyromancies, but if it doesn't come out of a stick, it's not worth it. And my strongest attack just missed one of the hardest bosses of the game when I have only 4 casts of it. Okay. Wait, he's already powering up? Shit, 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 shit. Ah, he went out of range for me to lock on. Oh, that missed. Fuck. He doesn't have a follow through initially. That will automatically hit. Oh, fuck! Should have rolled backwards. Alright. I do technically have some pyromancies which I could use. I just wish that this was a bit like Dark Souls 3, where they had catalysts where it was like, oh, you're able to use pyromancy and miracles with this chime, or you're able to use sorceries and miracles with this talisman. Yeah, very unlucky. But, like, I've also been getting some bad RNG with some of his attack combos that he does. So I was actually doing relatively well that run. I'm gonna pop a humanity here just so that. Alright. The humanity was popped, but none of my health was gained. Since I only have 6 humanities left, I think I'll do what you were saying that you do, where in one hand you have sorceries, and then in the other you got some pyromancies, miracles, etc. Let's see how he does against Chaos Storm. Yeah, I'll give it a try once with like this dual type caster. And if that fails, you know what? Tis what it is. I'll go back to relying purely on sorcery only. Just because, like, I want to be able to beat him using nothing but my stick. Howdy. Anna Purcell. Hopefully I pronounced your name right. But, yeah. Shoot, now all I got is, like, that. I'm not sure if you've ever seen it, but it was, like, bad lip syncs. But they had a song where it was, like, Yoda, and he was singing a song about his stick, just like, my stick is better than bacon. Yeah, that shit just popped into my head. I think I have enough poise to be able to cast this. Yeah, and then the one time I am able to get a cast of it, he just dodges it perfectly by walking away slowly. Bro lore walked away from my casting of it. Yeah, I think this might just... Oh shit, I unlocked. Okay, so I am starting to get good at dodging his attacks. But I just don't have the necessary poise to be able to pull that off on him. So maybe I'll try the Great Fireball. I've actually beaten all three of them plenty of times, but this is... like, I managed to beat this game using bow only. I didn't technically beat all bosses, and this is one of the bosses of the DLC where it's not necessary for me to beat him to beat the game. But, you know, I'd at least like to beat him inside of one of my challenge runs. It was a shame I wasn't able to beat him inside of my bow only run. Main reason I'm trying to do this is so that when I fight against Sif, the Grey Wolf, I'll have to... like, I'll get the depression cutscene, and, like, it's already... like, I always feel bad whenever you get to his phase 3 where he's just limping towards you and is barely able to pull up the energy to attack. But I want the cutscene that you get from rescuing him as a pup, which means that you have to use him inside the Manus fight. And that's my main reason for being here. I want depression. I want to look at myself in the mirror and feel like I've done something bad. I want for in the future when I do have children for when they're just like, I want to grow up to be just like my daddy. For me to just be like, no, no you don't, little Timmy. Your dad has done awful things to good boys. Arguably the best boy. Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Dark Bead. Yeah, that shit will just shred through everything. Yeah, so mixing pyromancy and sorcery, not the best idea. So yeah, I think I'll just go back to going pure. Technically, I could fight Seath the Scaleless, but I don't like to fight him until... like. So here's how I typically like to do it, because there's a scripted fight that you're supposed to lose to him where he's immortal. I like to get the curse, that way I can get my way to the Four Kings fight, and then just pop a Purging Stone and face off against them. So I want to save that till after I killed the Grey Wolf Sith. And what's crazy to me is like the amount of damage I'm doing to him. When normally I face off against him, I'm level 100. So me doing as well as I am at level 69. Wait, I'm level 60. I didn't even notice that. Use any defense spells before the boss. Alright, I think that like the only like defense boosting spell I got is like Iron Flesh, but that's a pyromancy. And even then, that'll just reduce my rolling speed. And, like, there is a spell which, like, does bounce back dark damage, but that's mainly for, like, spells and stuff like that. And that was a bad prediction on my end. Sometimes rolling into that, it does... wind up. Yeah, that time I was just badly predicting all of his moves. I have no excuses for that. You know what? Maybe I should just go Seath the Scaleless' sex dungeon instead. And then just go to the depths and have, like, one of those little bug-eyed guys wind up cursing me. that might just be the strat. So if I wind up failing this time, I'm just going to go to the Duke's Archives and fight against Seath the Sex Offender. Yeah, I am light rolling right now. I'm playing Prepared to Die Edition and not the remaster, so a lot of the frame rates are just a lot slower than the remaster. In the Prepared to Die Edition, it's just because the frame rate for you is so slow and the frame rate for him is so fast, it gives him a slight unfair advantage that they fixed inside of the remaster. Alright, I'm going to fire off 2 Soul Spears while I'm able to just get them, and okay, so apparently there must be something wrong with, like, my controller, because for whatever reason, when I'm, like, trying to switch spells, it's sometimes also unequipping my shit. One, a 2, a 3. You play the remastered? Yeah, I'd prefer to play that one, but my computer can't handle the remastered. It is a bit old. Like, the graphics aren't much different, it's just the frame rate. My potato of a computer just doesn't like it. You know what? I think just one more hit and I got him. Let's fucking go. Yeah, I can do an arrow glitch to get like 1,000,000 souls, but at the same time, I don't like using glitches. That, plus with it requiring me to properly see 2 overlapping screens, my eyesight is not good enough for me to be able to do that. I do need to go and see like I forget the term for like an eye doctor, but I think it's like an optometrist. That way I can get like an update on my not subscription, but my prescription. Because my previous pair of glasses, like, my neighbor's dog wound up jumping on me because he's really playful. And they wound up falling and getting cracked on the cement. And even then, it was like 2 years since my last prescription. Let's see then. I'm going to put... Actually, I should probably put these points into intelligence. Because, like, I think, given what my build is, that's just the best course to go about it. Man, I am so glad that I was able to kill Artorias. That was so satisfying. I just killed Artorias. I'm not going to lose to you. Get fucked. Have I played Elden Ring? Yeah, I've played it on my Xbox. I've actually beaten it a few times. One of my favorite strategies to use when playing Elden Ring, like whenever I'm fighting a dragon, is to just use Radahn's Great Bow. Because the arrow rain just does a shit ton of damage. Like, actually, I'm pretty sure, like, I could probably upload just clips from my, like, Xbox app of me playing Elden Ring. It won't have any, like, audio, but it'll be able to show off some of the skills I had just playing the game. If I find a way to, like, hook up my Xbox to my computer so that I can use, like, an SD capture card to be able to not only record audio, but, like, stream the game. That was a nice trade. Personally, I would have rather had your Charizard card. So yeah, in all honesty, like, Elden Ring, I really did enjoy it. It's actually got some of my favorite bosses From Software has ever made. Though I haven't played any of, like, Demon Souls or Bloodborne because I got an Xbox instead. So, you know, I just wound up losing out on that opportunity. Which, you know, does suck for me. Given how much of a FromSoft nut I am. Oh yeah, Malekith's Black Blade. That is a really good weapon to use. Elden Ring has probably got some of my favorite weapons From Software has ever made. And I really like the whole weapon art system where you're able to add a bit of customization to your weapon. I know it's not a FromSoft game, but, like, Lies of P has a system that's also really good that I think would be great if, like, From Software took inspiration from it. Now, if I find a way to hook up my Xbox to my PlayStation, not my PlayStation, I don't have a, well, I do technically have a PlayStation 3, but the disc reader doesn't work, and I don't want to buy digital games on a games console that no longer has any new games being made. And, like, I could probably look online to find a PlayStation 3 disc copy of Demon Souls now that I think about it, but I just won't be able to play Bloodborne. Oh! Alrighty then. That was on me. Never claimed to be good at these games, only claimed that I beat them. Alright. Alright. Oh, they drop large Titanites. Why do I do YouTube vid? Oh. Well, it's simple, because when it comes down to it, I think that if I were to try going on Twitch, there's so much more of a audience that, like, it just seems a bit toxic to me, and a lot of the communities in there. Like, I don't want to say something bad about some streamer that's, like, big on Twitch, and then just, even if I have a small following, just have it taken down. YouTube, I think, just has a lot more freedom when it comes down to that kind of stuff. Like, if I were to just reference stuff like, oh, remember a couple of years ago when Leafy is Here got banned from every platform just because he mentioned that Pokimane had a boyfriend at the time? Like, people would just be like, oh, he's bullying Pokimane because she's popular, and then it's like, no, all I did was reference this. On Twitch, I might get banned for saying stuff like that as, like, a small-time creator. But on YouTube, as a small-time creator, like, they don't give a fuck. I'm not even getting paid by them yet. Alrighty then. This Mimic is going to be able to drop me the Symbol of Avarice, which is going to be great because there's going to be a lot of off-screen grinding that I'm going to be wanting to do. Wait, I thought that it dropped the Symbol of Avarice too. Every time I've killed it, it's dropped the Symbol of Avarice inside of all my other playthroughs. Huh, so I guess it is just a percentage drop like it is in other games. Let me see that. I believe it's over here somewhere that there's like a spot where it's like where if you have like a light cast, it'll reveal a hidden door. Alright, the Silver Pendant, which is going to be good against Manus because it does bounce back his dark spells. Gonna shift back to the Dust Crown. Oh, shit. Forgot that you were there. Oh, sure, now my spell fires. Oh, did that bitch just laugh at me? I wonder. Wait, do they drop their catalyst? Okay, then instead I got their head. Okay, then 2 looted chests. Okay, then Dark Orb. Alright. Yeah, I'm not even going to risk that jump because I know I can't make it. Alright, I think from here I'm just going to Homeward Bone to my last bonfire. I also don't have enough to level up, so let's see now. Attune Magic. Switch one of these up for that Dark Orb I just picked up. You know, sometimes I wish that some things they incorporated in Dark Souls 2 were inside of the other games. Like using a bonfire aesthetic to reset an area to be able to get yourself some extra items. Like, I would love to be able to go New Game Plus. I mean, technically it would make Manus harder, but I'd be able to get more copies of Dark Orb to use. Let's see then. Anything over here? Nope. Let's see then. What's today? Saturday? Alright. I probably should do some research because on Mondays I like to upload these shorts where like I do like a manga recommendation. And like I call it Manga Mondays. And like I'm basically caught up on pretty much every series that I've recommended so far. I just need to find something that's like really catches my eye. And I don't want to just go mainstream, so I probably like after this stream probably spend like a couple hours like just browsing various like manga just to see if there's something I like. Actually, you know what? Never mind, I just thought of something. There's an anime called Rosario Plus Vampire, which has an incredibly bad anime adaptation, which sucks because of the fact that the manga was actually good. Like, the anime, it focused on the light. Oh, what's my hopes on YouTube? Well, firstly, to be able to get monetized. Right now, like, I mainly started this as like a hobby that I started in between like my job searching I've been doing since I moved in to help take care of my grandparents. And like, if I don't wind up finding a job just because like I do constantly need to exercise because I am a person with a disability. I was hit by a van when I was 19 and it completely messed up my hip. And a lot of places aren't willing to hire me, which does go against the Persons with Disabilities Act. But because I moved in to help out my grandparents because they're getting up there in years, like, if I'm not able to find a job, like, I'd like to be able to get monetized. Maybe, like, build myself a fan base of people that way. Like, I have some sort of support in case, like, just anything goes wrong. Because, like, my family also has... Like, I have difficulty talking to my family because a lot of them don't know how to deal with the fact that I have autism without talking about it inside of, like, a very mocking way. Like, and that's part of the reason why, like, I don't talk to, like, my aunt. who is technically my adopted sister, but she's biologically my aunt, and I'll always call her that. Like, I'm on non-speaking terms with her. But yeah, I'd just like to be able to start being able to help out. That way, like, bills or anything comes up that they need help with, that I'd be able to help them out like they've helped me out in the past. Alright, I could use these souls to level up. But instead I'm going to talk to the nun that's up here. She's actually one of my favorite characters. Yeah, sorry, I kind of get rambling when people don't really stop me. In my mind, all these things are interconnected, but sometimes I'm just not able to properly express all of it. Alrighty then, gonna get the Wrath of the Gods. That way I have an offensive miracle. You know what? I'll buy her out of all of her stock. No need for you anymore. Do I know any Russian? No, not really. My cousins speak Russian fluently because their mom, like, her and her family moved from Russia, and, like, she's the wife of my uncle. The most Russian I know is vodka. Why, are you Russian? Yeah, and pretty much the only Spanish... Oh, yeah, you are Russian? Alright. Yeah, I don't know a lot of other languages. The language I speak the most outside of English is a tiny bit of Japanese. Not enough to where I could ever claim to be anywhere near fluent, but enough to where, like, I could understand a tiny bit of what people are saying. Alright. Moldovan. I don't think I've ever heard of that language. Then again, I'm from the States, so there's a lot of languages and dialects that are just not really known in this part of the world. Like, it wasn't until I was about 25 that I learned that Welsh was a language, and I just thought that it was just a weird way that some British people talked. Like, oi, lad was trimming in the bushes, and there was many beasties. Like, I just thought that that was a weird way that some British people talked. I didn't realize that that was a whole ass language. I mean, I guess I technically was wrong when I said that the only other language that like I know the most of would be Japanese, because technically, because I just thought Welsh was just a weird regional dialect. Like, we have those inside of America, regional dialects. But I didn't realize that it was classified as its own language. Alright. Moldova's smaller than New York? Okay, then. New York, But, alright. You know, I love the fact that he kind of acts like a real invader, and the fact that he invades you in a spot where you have to deal with like a shit ton of enemies, and then he just does not give a shit. Oh, you bitch! What's funny, like you mentioned New York, a lot of people I've talked to who are out of the States, oh, no, you're good. I get it. Well, oftentimes when I talk to people that are out of the States, New York is one of the only few places where a lot of them seem to know about. It's really messed up, some of the stuff that they got going on in New York right now. Like, a city I've never been to yet is such like a culturally massive part of just America's culture. Like, it was seen in like the Great Depression as the city of opportunity, and now it's basically being flooded with so many illegal immigrants that the people that were starving there on the streets are just complaining. Personally, and like, I don't care what country people live in, I think that the governments of those countries should care more about the people that live there than the people that just either hop on a plane and or run across like a field. Like, you should care more about housing those people than people that did not enter inside of a way that benefits your country. And I also heard about this recently too. Apparently there's a lot of people in America that have been going there with American currency, and they're just completely destroying the economy of Mexico. And it's just because of the fact that, like, the American dollar is worth so much more than the Mexican peso, and all these Americans are paying with is the American dollar. Why don't I run past them? Because every time I try running past them inside of other runs I've done, I wind up just getting completely screwed over. I was about to check to see if I had a ring of sacrifice, because this is a lot of souls. Let's see now. Alright. Alright, no, shit! At least I got the elevator up. Oh, man. If I don't laugh at myself, nobody will. At least I hope it still counted. Alright, yeah, looks like it did count. Yeah, the remaster was a good start. In all honesty, it's my preferred way to play Dark Souls 1. But, you know, just... It also added a couple of... Like, I think it added like 2 or 3 extra bonfires, and there is one archer outside of the... What's it called? Oh, that's outside of Anor Londo. Like, you know the wall where they're all shooting at you? Yeah, there's a third archer inside of the previous version of Dark Souls 1. Alright, gonna head back up. Just because now that I got my souls back, I'm gonna be able to get a level up off it. Actually, never mind. No, I won't. Do I have any soul clumps? No, I don't. Maybe I'll go to Firelink and use it to buy another piece of armor. That way I can at least... say that I spent my souls on something. Because I'm about to enter a pretty challenging spot and I don't want to waste them. You know, I know that you're Russian, and it would be easy for me to just be like, "Oh, what's your opinion on the?" You know, I'm not going to do that just because, like, I try not to incorporate politics into my videos or any of my streams. Like, I might make some talking points that I think like are pretty nonpartisan, but when it comes down to stuff where it's like, "What's your opinion on this piece of world news," or like this piece of how many subs do I want to have at the end of the year? Well, right now the first milestone for being able to get monetized is 1,000, and I do have 2 subscriber goals for if I get to 1,000 subscribers by my birthday, which is on the 27th of June. So if I get to 1,000 subscribers, when I started off my content, I was mainly starting off with D&D shorts, and one of the videos I made, I was talking about like if I get to 1,000 subscribers, because there's an official D&D cookbook, I'd buy the official D&D cookbook. And another thing which I wound up promising, which was kind of yesterday, it was inside of a stream where I didn't have a lot of people really watching. And, you know, it was one of those things where, like, even if I only made this promise to, like, 2 or 3 people, it's still a promise I made, because last Christmas my dad gave me a bottle of Coke that is as old as I am. That was, like, it's a glass bottle. I can actually grab it, but it was made in 1997, and it has an expiration date of 2055. Which I wasn't aware that any sort of pop can last that long. So pretty much my goals are, like, by my birthday in, like, 2 months to have 1,000 subscribers. And then from there, maybe, like, get to, like, 6 or maybe 7,000 by the time the year ends. I don't necessarily have like a plan to... Ooh. Yeah, I just got messed up. But yeah. So yeah, this is a glass bottle of Coca-Cola, Christmas Coca-Cola. Expiration date 2055. Like, year it was made, 1997. So if I 1,000 subs drinking this, might also have to get myself some whiskey to go with it, just in case like it winds up tasting bad. Like, oh man, this is flat, it tastes awful. At least then, like, I'd have a Jack and Coke. It can be sold for a lot. Yeah, I'm aware of that, and I'm not sure how much money my dad spent on it. But, like, you know, it's one of those things where, like, it's a cool thing to have on my shelf. And it's kind of like how when people talk about like things that are vintage, how they are willing to pay just extra money because it's old. Why'd I get a text? Who texted me? Oh, pff. Gonna try to exit from that. No sleep, Skillet. Yo, Skillet, how you doing? Bro, Skillet is actually one of my favorite bands. Well, it used to be back when I was like in high school. Shit, I actually like. How many Skillet CDs do I have? Let's see. Then I got the Rise album. I believe I still got like the poster in here. If not, like I lost it at some point. That's my Ninja Sex Party CD. This is just another Skillet album. 2 more Skillet albums. And yes, that's it for my Skillet albums. Alright, so I think I'm just going to have to take it one at a time with these enemies that are over here. Let's see then, if I could bait these guys into a hole. Can I bait you into gravity? Yeah, not sure if you named your channel or like your named that because of the band, or if you named it just because like. Let's see then. What has the highest? Oh wait, there's not a dark resistance stat, so I wonder if it's like just physical. So I'll just put on my most damage negating armor, being my golem set. That didn't help. I really should just rest at the Oolacile bonfire. That way I stop being sent to Firelink. Alright. Oh hey, did you just change your username avatar, or is this a person with the same name but like everything's capitalized? Anna Purcell? Because if I wound up getting 2 separate people with the exact same name, that would be wild. Wait, so is it just a different Anna Purcell? What am I looking at here? Or you just logged in on an alt account. Holy shit. I don't have a massive subscriber base at all. How did this happen? Oh my god. Like 772 subscribers, and I got two of these same. Man, this has to be the craziest thing I've fucking seen. Alright, Serpentine. That did not work. I'll switch back to a different armor just because, like, I don't need fat rolling in my life. I'll get these scrawny legs of Artorias and the... It still makes my legs look scrawny, but it's not as bad as what the leg set of Artorias looks like inside of Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 3, it turns your legs into fucking toothpicks. Man, I'm gonna have to take a screenshot of this, like... My phone doesn't necessarily take screenshots, so I had to install an app just to do it, and I have to manually go to the app every single time I want to take a screenshot. Which is... Where the fuck is it? There it is. Man, this... I'm sorry. Given how small... Man, I'm going to have to make a fucking short about this. Slide to the right. I have no idea, like... I'm too poor to even afford the fucking bots where they fake people joining my stream. And even then, like, only 5 people and 2 of them have the same fucking name. That's what I'm trying to get, but I gotta get past these guys that are going through my health bar faster than Nikocado goes through a mukbang. Which magic shotgun? Oh, so there's a spell called Dark Bead, and it just shreds through everything's health. And, like, it's gotten the nickname the Magic Shotgun. And all I gotta get past is these sons of bitches that are just destroying my health. And, like, I could possibly just end my stream and then, like, go level Vigor up a shit ton of times. Like, I do have this spot in the Painted World of Ariamis where I could just spam Great Chaos Flames, or like whatever the hell that spell is called, and then just... I'm going to send this back up, that way I don't wind up using up all my heals. Like, I don't want to just wind up winning due to the fact that I managed to succeed a vitality check. Oh, this is beginning to get infuriating. And here's the thing. All I need to do is get past them, run past this other guy, and there's a bonfire right there. Let's see then. Maybe I'll do like the Anorlando trick. Wound up being a little bit too high for that. Bro, it deletes boss health bars like that. It is such a powerful ability. Damn. Wait, I have magic shield. Why didn't I... Never claimed to be good at this game. I only claim to beat it. I'll replace one of these. Actually, you know what? This will be good for when they approach. And then... Actually, I have hidden body. What? Okay, then. I think that there's a ring that I might have that also makes it so that I don't produce sound. Alright. You know, this might just work. Oh my god, I am so stupid. Why didn't I think of this sooner? It could not have been entertaining to watch me die repeatedly due to just me being a dumbass. I am such a fucking idiot. Just gotta kill this mini-boss. That... Like, it's a unique enemy, so, like... Oh my fucking god. I forgot I had it too. Oh. Let's see then. I think like if I take a straight left, there's going to be like a bunch of enemies. And I'll be able to just run past and be able to get the spell. Like, I think I see the shiny from all the way over here. I don't trust the duration of this spell. I say that as I could have just grabbed it. Magic shotgun acquired. Let's see then. Now it's time to rescue Sif, and I just need to remember the pathing to get to him. Because I don't want to have to waste spells on the way to get to him. Oh, yep, there's the cat. Yeah, and she leads me to Sif, who will need to be saved. Boss is down. Yeah, I know that the boss is down. I just wanted to save Sif. Alrighty then. I'm going to use a homeward bone to get to the last bonfire I rested at. I'm going to run to the John and then I'm going to be right back. Holy shit. Alright. I should probably max out this bonfire since it's the closest one to Manus. But I saved the best doggo in Dark Souls. Here's the thing, I have no idea how long I've been going at this stream. Normally, like, I get, like, a, like, sense of I get a sense of like 2 hours have passed typically. But like I in all honesty have no idea when I started. This is possibly going to be the longest stream that I'll have done to date. And I think that's just because of the fact that I'm riding that high of killing Artorias. Alright. Actually, there's no point in even wearing this. Okay, that hurt. Alright. Ouch. Okay, I took a wrong turn somewhere. Okay, then I have a feeling like this is the right direction. I don't want to pop a humanity, that way I'm not using up all my Estus before the fight. Do I like Pokemon cards? You know, I haven't bought any Pokemon cards since I was a little kid. And like I do Pokemon shorts. And actually I'm not sure how well it's able to be picked up on the camera, but I have a Flareon holding a Dragon Ball tattooed on my arm. And after I got that tattoo, I actually still got it. I got it inside like a little box over here. But my little sister, she gave me a Pokemon card. Let's see now. I only have like a handful of my old Pokemon cards from like, I think the last time I bought Pokemon cards was when like Pokemon the Detective Pikachu movie came out. Come on now, I got it around here somewhere. It might be in a different box. But my sister did give me a Flareon Pokemon card, and I should still have it. Like, can't imagine where it would be if it's not in with my other Pokemon cards. Oh well. Maybe it got mixed in with my Magic the Gathering. I don't imagine why it would have. You know, I'm doing other things. I don't need to be searching for my Flareon card that my little sister gave me because I got a tattoo. I'm going to have to pass just because, like, I don't want to be giving out my address if you're offering to, like, mail me one. Especially, like, because, you know, that could potentially dox me in the future if I were to just be like, oh, hey, I gave a Like, it's just never a good idea to give your address to strangers online. Trying to remember where Sif's summon sign is. You know what? It's actually... I was about to... But yeah, do I... Like, Mew is pretty cute. In all honesty, Mew was a Pokemon that me and my younger sister used to constantly debate about, because, like, we used to have debates about which Pokemon was the cutest. And, like, one of the Pokemon that was constantly in our debates, and, like, this was back during Generation 1. It would be like, no, Mew's the cutest. Not, oh please, have you seen Vulpix? And it's just like, Eevee's the cutest. And like, you know, maybe later on in the future, if I opened like a P.O. box, that way I could do like P.O. boxing videos, like, and you want to send it to me, like, I'd have no problem with that. But like, you know, that's a future thing. That's not a now thing that I could do. I hate just how much damage they do, and then they just barely drop any souls. I mean, they also have a high chance of dropping humanities, which is great. Yeah, it might actually be fun in the future to do, like, unboxing videos. Though I'd have to be careful with that, too, because, like, I've seen it where people do unboxing videos and then it's just like, oh hey, what is this stuff? And then it's just like, oh, it's fucking cocaine. I would rather have vodka. Oh, I think I see Sif's summon sign. Summoning the best boy to fight alongside me. And to potentially break aggro. Okay, out. Alright. Have yourself a good night's sleep. Sweet dreams. Alright. Alright, now I got things to consider now that I do have Dark Bead. You know what? I could always just buy myself another Purging Stone. So I think I will do not Anor Londo, the Duke's Archives. Or at least make my way to the bonfire that's there. Before I do that, gonna take out this Mimic. No Symbol of Avarice for me there. Actually, you know what? Since I'm now the only person watching the stream, I think just making my way into the Duke's Archives and then picking up tomorrow. I think that'll be good enough. Tomorrow I'll tackle Seath's Sex Dungeon. Attempt to take out Manus again. Actually, you know what? Doing Seath the Scalus' whole thing, I'll be able to get to... I'll make my way to the bonfire. And yeah, that's where I'm going to call this stream. I'm going to do some off-screen grinding. But holy shit, this was fucking wild to me. 2 people with the same username in my chat. Well, see you guys.